Hi guys, this is Rusty78609 and I'm using my new used LG G4 to do this video, and we're going to see if this image stabilization does anything to the driving vids at all. I mean, I did spend a fortune on this phone, $76 from eBay, delivered today finally. But we're going to go down through Capitan, New Mexico here. That's where I am right now. And we're going to see what happens, okay? Anyway, I did another video sitting at the table using the front-facing camera. The front-facing camera is 8 megapixel. The rear camera is 12 megapixel. And supposedly it has this feature called optical image stabilization, which is, I don't know if you have to turn it on. I couldn't find a setting to turn it on. So I make the assumption, and the assumption is the mother of all mistakes. You assume something, and then you find out that ain't right. But anyway, we're going to check it out here right now because this is a rough road. This is the road that heads to, Roswell. And so we'll be taking this road tomorrow, going to Roswell, obviously. So yeah, we're just going to cruise around here a little bit. I'm going to go out here on this old rough road and see what happens. And but just knock on wood, I got to say this, so far the phone is amazing. I mean, there's not a scratch on it. It looks like he put a new back on it. I don't know. It's got the original battery, the LG 3000 milliamp battery. It had already had a factory reset done, but I did it again anyway. And you know, check some things and set up a few things, not many, because I can't get the SIM card that I have from Verizon is too small for this phone. I have to get a larger SIM card, and I'll do that upon arrival in Texas on Tuesday or whenever I get back. I'm in no hurry. And then that will become hopefully the primary phone. One thing good about having a white phone is that in direct sunlight it won't get quite as warm as the darker phones with or dark backs or whatever you want to call them. And also it does, I don't have a cover on it, so that helps it stay a little cooler too, because I found out when you add covers to phones, they retain the heat and cause some of the phones to overheat. But having said that, we'll move on. And I'm out here on, this is highway, I think 380. It's a good number, isn't it? And yeah, it's a pretty day. The temperature right now is about 84, and this is the hottest month of the year for this area, June. And then of course July and August are a little cooler, probably good. The reason is they get a little rain. But I'm just going to drive out here a couple of miles and we'll head back into town. I just want to give this thing a test. I do like the way it feels in my hands. I do like the screen. The screen is much, I don't know, it's just easier for me to see than the LG Stylo, which is a much newer phone. But it's a base model. The LG Stylo, when it was released, cost about, I think, $250, and this phone cost about $600, in that range. So, but this phone, the G4, was released 3 years ago. I mean, you know, and in phone years, this is an antique. However, all I want is a good camera, you know, and as far as being able to talk on the phone and so forth, you know, all of them work pretty good in that arena. Some may be slightly better than others, but talking is not the issue. The video quality is what I'm looking for. And we'll turn around right up here somewhere. As soon as I can find a good, big, wide area, I'm going to turn around right here, I think. It looks like a turnaround area. Looks like a good, rough turnaround area. This is the Brewer Ranch. Man, there's Brewer Ranches all around here. He must own the whole cotton picking county. Need to rename the county Brewer County, I think. But now we'll go back and we won't be in the direct sunlight, and the phone won't be in the phone. The phone won't be in the phone. The phone won't be in the sun either. So we'll see how this works. But anyway, this is just going to be a quick short drive video and see what happens with this new phone. Anyway, but I have to tell you, and I think I said this in the other video, if this works, and so far it looks like it will, unless I run into a bump in the road with this camera or uploading videos, or there's some glitch that I haven't run into yet, this will be the only way I'll buy a phone. No kidding. If I can hook this up with Verizon, just getting a SIM card, I'm good. I mean, this will work for me, just peachy queen. And we'll see, because this is a rough road we're on right here, believe it or don't. This old road all the way to Roswell is pretty rugged. You know, it's kind of like driving down a gravel road almost. So it's getting a checkout right now. I'm not doing anything special. I don't have my hand on it. I just have it in the holder, and we'll see what happens, you know. But anyway, guys, what else is going on? It looks good for going back to Texas. The weather's going to be 135 degrees, and humidity is going to be 600%. Can't wait. No, but you know, I get a lot of feedback on that, like, why are you going back now? Why don't you stay? Why don't you go north? Well, you know, why don't I fly up to the moon and build me set up a tent? You know, because I don't want to. And that's the answer to all those questions, is that ain't what I want to do. You know, and so, you know, that's just a generic answer to anybody that says, Rusty, here's what you need to do, or, you know, why don't you do this? Now, I appreciate it because it helps me polish the diamond. That you may come up with something I never thought of, and a lot of times you do, and don't think I don't appreciate that, because some of the stuff I have and have done is because some of you guys have said, hey, Rusty, why don't you check into this? And actually, that's one of the reasons I got this phone from eBay. Somebody said, hey, Rusty, why don't you check on some used phones or something like that? And sure enough, they left me a link to something about phones, and then I went to eBay and got to looking, and I got to looking at the specs on the LG G4, and I thought, well, wait a minute. You know, if all I'm looking for is optical image stabilization or a stabilization feature of some kind, then, you know, the older phones, the 3 years ago, the premium phones had it. All right, and so we just did something that was very inexpensive. I mean, $76, and it works. So far, $76. That's tax, title, and license delivered. Jeez, you know. So, good luck. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Well, anyway, I'm going to cruise just a little bit. I'm going to go through town. I know some other rough streets, and we're going to see what happens. But if this video does turn out shaky, then I'll have to figure out why. Maybe I think that I watched some videos about it, and it looks like it seemed like I remember from one video you had to somehow turn on that image stabilization feature. You know, you had to activate it. But you know, I looked at all the settings in the camera and different things, and there ain't no setting for it that I saw. But we're going to find out pretty soon, aren't we? And I'm looking forward to traveling back to Texas tomorrow, or starting the journey, so to speak. I will travel to Roswell and then San Angelo and then home. The longest part of the trip will be from from the Roswell, from the Bottomless Lake State Park in New Mexico to San Angelo. It's about 280 miles, and I don't like those because that's about a 5.5 or 6 hour drive for me, because I average about 50 miles an hour, because I stop and stretch and drink water and walk around, and you know, if I see something interesting, I stop. So that's the way that goes. But here we are back in Capitan, driving down. This is 2nd Street, West 2nd Street. And this is where I was going to buy that lot. I'd still buy that lot if they would respond. I really would. It's a great place. I walked by there this morning. I thought, would I be leaving here if I had been able to buy that lot? And the answer is no. I'd stay here. the reason I'm going is because, you know, to get a full hookup, or I don't even need a full hookup. I just don't want to, you know, I could go to like Valley of the Fires, and I could go back to Cochiti, and, you know, and all that stuff. I know I could do a lot of things, and it wouldn't be quite as hot, but it's hot there now. I mean, it's hot in near Carrizozo right now. They're in the mid 90s or so, you know, so it's just, and it's time for me to go back home for a while, and then I'll get the itch, and away we'll go again. Where? I don't know. I may change the whole operation. You never know what I'm going to do. I don't even know what I'm going to do. The randomness of my life. It's like what do they call that game? Pachinko. You drop the ball in and it just goes in random directions. Well, I guess that's me. I just kind of pachink around. But yeah, that lot's on the left. You can't see it, but it's a good lot. It had, you know, they had a mobile home there, so it's got all the utilities. And it's, you know, ready to be hooked up for septic and everything. So, you know, the total cost of hooking up to septic, water, and electric would be about $2,000, as opposed to if you have a lot with no hookups, it costs you $5,000 or $6,000. So that becomes a factor with me anyway. But yeah, this is a pretty rough little street here, and you know, I see the camera moving a little bit, but we're gonna see. We gonna see what this thing do. I hope it works. I mean, but it's also it's you know, even if the shaking is the same as the other camera, the camera, it should be better because it's a 12 megapixel camera as opposed to the 8 megapixel on the LG Stylo. So we got a 50% improvement in pixels, whatever those are. I saw a pixel one time. It's just a little old bitty thing. There's a garbage sale there. I might check that out later this afternoon, like I need some stuff. Yeah, they got a lot of junk they're unpacking now, getting ready for the Saturday market. So here we go back to the RV park where I'm staying right now in Capitan, driving down this rough main street, and we're going to see what happens. But I have to say this. Even if the image stabilization is not a factor, in other words, it turns out to be a 0 for driving videos, I'll still use it for videos just because of the quality, I think. And it, you know, it's a good backup. You know, if I can get it to work with Verizon, that's all the better. So here we are. There's an RV park there on the right, waiting to get into the RV park. No, actually, they built these streets wide like that with those wide shoulders there, so that people that are passing through in RVs could do that very thing, pull over on the side. And they also did it because the buses the tour buses would be able to pull over on the side and let the tour people get out and go shopping in downtown Capitan, because they make a lot of money off these tourists. In fact, probably a whole lot of this town's revenue is from tourists. But anyway, we're back at the RV park now. I'm right by Arrow, Bo and Arrow. Bo's the truck, the Ram pickup. Arrow being my RV, the 16-foot luxurious mobile or thing. But anyway, guys, from Capitan, New Mexico, this is Rusty 78609 saying, and as soon as I get in position here, I'll finish, saying, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything your little heart desires. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission and it does not cost you 1 penny. So also drink plenty of water. That'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll help you lose weight because you'll be full of water and you won't want to snack. What else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in deep, breathe out slowly. Do that several times a day because that relieves stress, and relieving stress lowers your blood pressure. You got to know that's good for you. And then what else? Stretch, stretch, stretch. Do your walk and keep your body in motion. And then a biggie, stand guard at the door of your mind. Don't let negative Nancy or negative Ned get inside of your head. You know, think positive, let positive thoughts in. You'll feel much better. Anyway, guys, enjoy your day. I hope this works. Thanks. Bye.